Yeah, so I mean, just to start this off, what does pre-trib mean?
It's talking about the rapture, like pre-tribulation rapture.
Oh, um, so the thing is, I always hear God be referred to with male pronouns. It's just how can we be so certain if God is male when God had to create the two sexes?
Wouldn't matter to me if he wasn't. I don't think it always refers to him in the masculine pronoun. I'd agree with you with that, but and we know that Jesus was a male, but I don't think that God the Father has a gender.
It's because God is Jesus was referred to as masculine because he is a son.
Well, it's also because he took on flesh and he was a man.
Okay, so you mean tell me that God could have come in through as a daughter?
I guess if he wanted to, yeah, why not?
Oh, I mean, I'm the thing is, I'm as all I can really say about the Bible is that the only reason why, like, I'm a Christian myself, it's just that the reason why I can be iffy with the Bible is that, you know, the rule is that it was divinely authored, right?
Divinely inspired, yeah.
Well, it's just the thing is that anybody can claim divine authorship or inspiration. Like, Joseph Smith claimed that, and he was able
Yeah,
to
but
write an entire book, and look what
yeah,
he
but we
was
can
able to
prove some
build.
of the stuff that he wrote is wrong. Can't do that with the Bible, can you?
The Bible was written a long time ago.
And it hasn't changed. That shows divine inspiration, doesn't it?
But there are so many there are many different versions of the Bible.
There's many different translations, not versions.
I mean, the term homosexual wasn't even added to the Bible until 1946.
My Bible still doesn't have the word homosexual in it. So what does that mean? The word
The
dinosaur is not
Bible
in there
has
either, but
the
the
Bible's been
Bible still describes
retranslated.
dinosaurs.
The Bible's gone through so many translations over the years that eventually a lot of the words will change.
Okay, translation is not changing words though. The language changes. Like the first King James version was written in Old English, and I can't read Old English, so I'm glad that it's been retranslated into newer English so that I can read it. So that's not still it's still not saying that it's changed. I can compare it to the Greek manuscripts and I can compare it to the Hebrew manuscripts and they still say the same thing.
Okay, and the thing is, the Hebrew manuscript, Jesus was Hebrew or Jewish,
Okay?
however you wish to put
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
So so obviously that means his followers were derived from Judaism,
Right.
and so that explains why they would incorporate some of their beliefs regarding Jesus and some of his teachings into those parts of the Bible that already match parts of the Hebrew version.
So you're saying that they added stuff in that's not original?
I don't know.
Well, the evidence shows the exact opposite of that. So if you're going to make a claim that they added stuff in or even took stuff out, then you got to support that claim, bro. They can't just, I mean, you're a Christian, man. You're supposed to do your due diligence, look into some of this stuff. You need to have a reason as to why people ask you you're a Christian. And it sounds like you're not ready to defend the gospel because you think it's been changed and you don't even know why.
Well, I mean, the years have gone over. I mean, Bible wasn't even originally written in English.
Well, I know that, but that's a translation. There's a difference between saying corruption and translation. A translation is not a corruption. It's just
There's
literally
so many.
translating it from one language to another.
I mean, there's so many contradictory parts of it. Like the
Like
Bible
what?
contradicts itself over and over and over again.
Give me an example.
Give you an example.
Yeah,
It's all over the Bible.
that's
There's
a
many
great
parts where it
that's a great
contradicts
great
itself.
statement. Can you give me an example of where it contradicts itself?
Contradicts itself. I mean, yeah. So I'm not sure if you realize this, but God does say, judge. Only God knows thy heart, and
Hmm.
also do not judge not lest ye be judged. But at the
Okay.
same time, it also says that it says to what righteously judge.
Yeah, man, you got to use it. That's an outrageous example. Come on, man. I know if you're a Christian, and I don't want to I take this in Christian love as one Christian telling another Christian, you are the least prepared or the most poor prepared Christian I've ever heard ready to defend their faith. You're not going to get anybody saved because one, you don't know what it says, and two, you have terrible arguments against something that you supposedly believe. It's ridiculous. So the Bible says not judge, and in other places it says you should judge. Okay, well you got to look at the context, right? You got to look at the context. Does a judge have the authority, even according to the Bible, when it gives the laws and stuff, does a judge have an authority to make rulings and quote unquote judge people?
That's a judge. They're judges.
That's right. So the answer to that question is clearly yes, then, right? Do you have the ability to make decisions in your own life and judge according to situations and circumstances? Yes. So when the Bible says judge not lest you be judged, that's talking about like sin, like don't be casting the first stone, right? It's that kind of language. So it's not a contradiction. Contradiction is A can't be A plus B in the same time in the same location. That would be a contradiction. In the context of you saying in one part over here you have the authority to judge, in other parts you shouldn't judge, and according to the context, it's not a contradiction, man. It's a outrageous claim. It's a silly claim, to be honest with you. Most people bring up contradictions like, how did Thomas, or how did what's his name die? Or did he hang him? Judas. How did Judas die? Did he hang himself? Or the Bible? In one part of the Bible says he hung himself. In another part, did I forget the name of Judas? Yeah, I had a little brain tig there. So yeah. So when it says that Judas, well, yeah, but at least I do know a little bit more than you do. Clearly, I'm ready to defend it.
See, here you go.
I can actually give a contradiction in the Bible, or what people would normally bring up as a contradiction in the Bible, and I don't think you're ready for it.
See, here you go. Is this your Christian love?
Yeah, I'm telling you in Christian. See, I'm saved. I'm not soft. So I'm telling you in Christian love that if you are a Christian, which this is I've got a problem with because you're saying you're a Christian, but then you don't believe what the book says. Why am I being restricted for 10 minutes? What the? Let me take a look at this for a second. Hold on. Restricting my live. May find uncomfortable of been restricted reason. It's talking about self-harm or something like that. I don't have that on my live. You atheist are reporting me for something stupid or something. Or talking about Judas. Oh, okay. So anyway, in Christian love, it's hard for me to say that you believe that Jesus rose from the dead. That is literally the core fundamental belief system that you have to believe.
When did I ever say I didn't believe that?
Are you okay?
When did I ever say that I didn't?
I never made the claim that you didn't say that. I never made that claim. Are you okay? Can you listen? I never made the claim that you said that.
Why are you mentioning this when you're saying like that's a core, like I need to accept that Jesus rose from the dead?
If you'll not interrupt me, I'll land it, and it'll make a lot of sense when I land it.
Well,
so what I said
you don't
was,
need to get snippy with me.
I'm not, brother, but just if you pay attention, guy, pay attention, okay? So what I'm saying is that it's hard for me to believe that you're a Christian and you don't believe a lot what the Bible says. Well, the Bible is where you get that he rose from the dead. So if you're a Christian and you believe that he rose from the dead, then why do you believe the part about him rising from the dead, but you don't believe any of the other parts of the Bible? The rest of it's been changed, but this one part's is true. Can you explain that?
I personally believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that he rose from the dead. And that's my personal belief. I'm not saying I know.
Okay. So where do you get that personal belief system from?
Where do I get that personal belief system from?
Mm-hmm.
It's just my own personal belief. I differ from my parents on a lot of things.
Yeah, but where do you find out that Jesus rose from the dead at? Where do you get that from?
My heart.
Okay, where'd your heart get it from?
Just me.
You're
It's
being
my
dishonest, man.
personal.
You're not going to make it up here if you're being dishonest.
So
You didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. You didn't even know who this Jesus character was until you was taught. You had to be taught it. So where did you teach it? Where did you get it from? And you're clearly trying to avoid saying the
I didn't
Bible
learn
because
it.
that's
I
where it's
didn't learn
at.
it for I did not learn it from the Bible. I
You
learned it
didn't
from
learn
my
about Jesus
parents.
from the Bible.
I learned
Okay,
it
where
from
did your
my
parents
parents.
learn it from?
Obviously they learned it from the Bible, but at the same time,
Okay,
does that have
so,
to do with me?
all right, brother, I'm just going to move on. Have a good day, okay, man? It's too
All right.
confusing talking to you. Yeah. Too confusing talking. You really are being dishonest when you're trying everything that you can to say not the Bible because you know that it's outrageous for you to say I don't believe the Bible, but I believe that Jesus rose from the dead. Where are you getting the fact that he rose from the dead? Clearly you're getting that from the Bible, but you don't want to say it because you've already concluded that the Bible's not true. So now you're stuck in a contradiction, and instead of just having a normal conversation where you can answer questions honestly, you want to be weird.